Okay, so what I want to talk about today is focus and clarity. See, without these, your vision of where you want to be is a lot harder. See, you shouldn't be able to see me right now. It should be hard. You can't focus right. And when we've got a bit of clarity and focus, there we go. It makes life so much easier. See, a lot of us are currently spending so much time confusing the shit out of getting results. Now, most of us are here because we want to lose fat. Because currently, when we gain fat, it makes us miserable. We all know that. I've never met someone who said, I've put on shitloads of fat and I feel amazing for it. Or I've never walked with someone along the street and they've seen someone who's really overweight and they've gone, yep, that's how I want to look. See, when we gain weight, it's usually down to us becoming comfortable, relaxed, and we've got less focus and clarity. We seem to be in this area where we're going through this motions, same things are happening week on, week out, and we're sort of stuck in a rut. Okay? So we've got no targets. So, it's kind of like when you're in a relationship, isn't it? At the start, when you're dating, your target is to get into that relationship. So you do everything you can. All of a sudden you hit the target, boom, comfort zone. What happens in the comfort zone in relationships? How many times have you seen people go from that to that in a relationship? And it happens because we've become comfortable. We've got what we wanted, but we never set another goal after that. So what I want to do is I want to go through 5 things. So you versus actual. So this is focus. Remember guys, looking at me now is quite easy because we've got focus. When we haven't got focus, looking at me is really, really difficult. Okay? So you currently, at the moment, I picked 5 things what we are focusing on currently, which isn't really getting your results, versus what you should be focusing on. So, number 1, a lot of people spend so much time supplements. What should I have? Listen, a supplement is a supplement to a good diet. So, it's a supplementation. So, number 1 thing is the diet. Not how much fucking pre-workout or powders or shit that you need. Caffeine boosters, hormone boosters, testosterone boosters. We're looking too far deep into everything. Like, we're not a professional athlete. Most of us listening aren't a professional athlete. So looking at all these boosters isn't really what you need. Listen, I've never met anyone that's completely transformed their body that said it was down to a hormone booster. It's down to a fat loss tablet. Listen, if the fat loss tablets worked, then why wouldn't the NHS be dishing them out? Because it'd save them a lot of money in the long run. So supplements, guys, you don't need them. Focus on your diet. Next, we go balls deep into cardio. Cardio. Okay? So, cardio, guys, it's part of a plan. It's part of what you need to become fitter and stronger. But there are other areas that you could be spending more time and more effort in that's going to produce a better result. So cardio will, it'll help you lose weight, but it'll only go to a certain limit. So if you do 1 hour of cardio, all of a sudden your body's going to adapt. So then what does it go to? 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours? At some point our time is limited, so we can't just keep using cardio. Okay, next thing, we go to diet and quick fixes. So remember, a diet is a temporary change in eating patterns. Temporary. So that means at some point you're going to go back to what you were doing. But what you were doing wasn't working, so why the fuck would you want to go back to it? Okay? Quick fixes. Does anyone know a quick fix that's actually sustainably worked long term? No, because long term isn't quick. Okay, I understand if some of you want to lose a couple of pounds before you go on holiday, you want to look a little bit better in a bikini, whatever, then whatever floats your boat. But if we're looking for long-term success, then diets, these temporary changes, and they're only temporary because you can't sustain them, and then at some point you're going to go back to it, and when you go back to it, you will have fucked around with your metabolism and your muscle mass. You'd have lost it, a lot of it, and what you were eating to then maintain your weight will then be eaten to actually gain weight. That's why so many people you see that have been on a diet, lost a bit of weight, rebound and put on more weight. So you've got to get that mentality. It's all in the mentality. Stop looking for quick. I know everything in the world around us is getting quicker, but fat loss hasn't got quicker. Yet there's more effective training types and nutrition plans, but you've got to do the work. So stop fucking looking for easy ways out. Next, we've got Facebook and Instagram heroes. So, guys, for most of us, we're just average people. We just want to lose a bit of fat, we want to look a bit better, we want to feel better in our clothes. So stop looking at all these fucking crazy ass workouts online. Okay? All these crazy ass fucking handstands, all these variations of push-ups, all this shit. All you need to commit to is training daily, moving more, and eating less. We don't have to go crazy. See, one of the excuses that I hear is the fact that, oh, my training plan was too hard. Yeah, it's because you've looked for something complex, so you've got a justification, reason, story as to why you've got an excuse because you didn't do it because it was too hard. Make it simpler, dumb it down, okay? So if it's just one day I'm going to go on a cardio machine for 30 minutes, next day I'm going to do weights, next day I'm going to do cardio, next day I'm going to do weights. Dumb it down. Don't make it too complex, because like I said, when we start a journey, there's loads of shit going on in our head, and we don't want to make more shit going on in our head by thinking about this crazy, complicated, difficult program that we've got to do. Okay? Stop following people like professional athletes trying to do their programs, because you are not a professional athlete. Okay? So, because when you set your targets to professional athlete standards, you are always going to fall short. And when you fall short, you feel shit about yourself and you probably quit, stop. And then that's another notch on the belt where you have not done what you said you were going to do, and it makes you feel shitty. Okay? Another thing that people concentrate too much on is timing. Timing of meals. Literally, you've got a certain amount of calories that you are allowed. Most of you don't even know how many calories you're allowed. You're on this fat loss journey and you do not know how many calories you're allowed. You don't even know how many calories you're having because you don't fucking track it. You will look at supplements, cardio, quick fixes, all these workouts online before you've even analysed how much am I even allowed. Am I overeating? Because the simple answer to most of you is you are overeating. You're overeating and you're not moving enough. No matter what you say. Because when people who are drastically overweight tell me that they think they're overweight because they're not eating much, let's think about people in third world countries that aren't eating much. They don't look overweight. They don't look overweight. So usually it's a problem with your nutrition. Okay? But don't look too much into timing, because if you're allowed a set amount of calories, yeah, it's not great if you have them all in one part of the day, but it's calories in versus calories out over a 24-hour period. Okay? So ideally, we would like you to spread them out because it's better for your blood sugar levels. And so say, for example, you're allowed 2,000 calories. I'd prefer you to spread that out across 5 meals per day. So 2,000 divided by 5 is 400. So that's 400 calories for your breakfast, mid-morning, dinner, mid-afternoon and tea. If you want to adopt and change, then fair enough. But don't be too worried about timing of your cardio, timing of your meals, timing of your protein shakes, all that type of shit. Because I just want you to train. I just want you to eat better. Remember, start small and then build. Some of us are going balls deep into like a professional athlete's workout and a professional athlete's eating plan, when in the past we've never shown any commitment longer than 8 to 12 weeks of sticking to a plan full stop. So start smaller and it'll give you less pressure, it'll produce results, and it'll also give you less excuses for reasons to quit. So that's sort of where I find most clients are concentrating on. where in fact, actually, this is what I want you to concentrate on to get results. So calories, I just spoke about it. You need to know how many calories you are meant to be having, because if you eat chicken and broccoli all day, and you're meant to be in 2,000 calories and you are eating 2,500 calories, you are not going to be in a calorie deficit, so you are not going to lose fat. It doesn't matter whether it's fucking chicken and broccoli, Mars bars, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Okay? Yep, granted, for all you people, chicken and broccoli will be far better for you than Mars bars. I'm just using an example. Don't get your knickers in a twist. So calories in versus calories out. You need to work it out. Spend a bit of time. So instead of wasting your time doing 30 minutes of cardio, it'll be far more effective for you to sit down and work out how many calories I'm allowed versus how many am I having. What's my nutrition plan? How am I going to sustainably find something that I can do long term? So next important thing is to hit your protein. When you are dieting, you're in a calorie deficit. Hopefully, that's what we're aiming for. Okay, so when you're in a calorie deficit, what the body does, it tries to utilize protein. Okay, so when you're eating less than what you should be having, the body needs to get. Remember, muscle burns loads of energy. So if the body's got something that's getting rid of loads of energy, even though you're in a calorie deficit, it sort of wants to get rid of it. So it'll then start eating away at it. So you need to make sure that your protein is on point. Okay, so most of my clients, we recommend 50% carbohydrates, 30% protein, and 20% fat. If you can just aim for the protein, aim and hit the protein, you won't be far wrong. And then that leads into weights. So again, when you're in a calorie deficit, like I said to you, the body tries to utilize muscle. So you need to lift weights so you can maintain your muscle mass in a calorie deficit. So that will help keep your metabolism high and make your body look firm. Okay? Also, so weight training I'd do 3 days a week, and cardiovascular I'd do 4 days a week. And you're saying, Adam, but that's 7 days a week. What about my rest day? Listen, exercise makes me feel good. So not every day do I have to absolutely smash it, but I love to exercise every single day because I like momentum, I like motion, I like to know I've done it, so I'm staying in motion. I don't need a break from feeling good, because exercise makes me feel good. Why would I want a fucking break from it? So it might be a lesser intense one, so it might be going for a walk and a jog, it might be some low intensity weight, whatever it may be. I like to train every single day. Okay, so weight training 3 days. So sleep, number 4. So a lot of us are going into changing our diet, adding in exercise, but we've still got everything else going on in our life. So we've basically added some more things into our life. So that can increase stress, and it can increase anxiety. It can increase so stress releases cortisol. Cortisol is will help you retain fat, so we don't want that. And that all comes from lack of recovery. Remember, if you're training, you need recovery. So a lot of times people go in so deep with their training to start off with, they do too much too soon, and they've got low energy levels, they're tired, they're fatigued, and no wonder they quit. They need to get adequate amount of sleep. And some people might think, well, you've just said you need 7 days of exercise. Yeah, but what I did also say was I have high intensity and low intensity days. So the low intensity days are just about moving and enjoying exercise. Because remember, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's not going to happen long term. It's going to be a quick fix like we spoke about before. So rest and recovery are vital to transforming your body. Okay, because remember guys, when you work in your body, they need to recover, and it's usually fatigue and lack of energy when we start eating shit. It's usually fatigue and lack of energy when you start eating shit. Remember, you don't wake up in the morning and think, right, okay, I want chocolate, I want crisps. You don't think like that. That happens at the end of the day, when we're tired and we're fatigued. Yeah? How many of us open like some sweets, some chocolates, some crisps at the end of the day. Because we've been expending all this energy in doing these workouts, in work, with our family, all these type of things that are going on. So you need to make sure you get adequate sleep. So you need to, whatever TV shows that you think you like, they'll always be there. Fuck them off for a bit of time. Okay? Make sure you get into bed. We're looking for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You don't need any more than that, otherwise you're wasting time. Okay? Too much sleep makes you tired as well. And then we've got cardio. So again, cardio is a great way to create a calorie deficit. And remember, cardio does make you feel good, but it's not as essential to transforming your body as weight training. So if currently you're a cardio queen or king, think about this. When you look at the Olympics and you see sprinters versus long distance runners. So sprinters do a lot of weightlifting, and they do a lot of cardio. And look at their figures. When you think of like someone, and then you think of someone. So you think of someone like Usain Bolt's quite muscular, got good physique, and then you think of someone like Mo Farah, who's sort of like feels like he's a deflated balloon. He's quite thin, wasting away, so he won't be doing a lot of weightlifting because he doesn't want to be carrying a lot of muscle when he's running fucking ridiculous amounts of distances. But remember, most of us aren't training for that. We are just training to look better, and look better naked, look better in our bikini, look better in our trunks, feel better. And that all comes down to calories in versus calories out. Concentrate on your protein, having 3 weight training days, sleep, cardio, and make sure to plan what you start isn't too complicated that it becomes overwhelming for you and you feel like you're going to quit. Okay? So you need to have focus and clarity on what you are doing, and most of all, what's important. There's no point focusing all your attention on something that isn't very important. See, on my side, there isn't anything to do with supplements. There's no mention of quick fixes. There's no mention of timing. There's no mention of these complex workouts. Okay? Get your focus right, and then the results will follow. Because if your body hasn't changed, then it tells you what you are doing is or isn't working. Okay, so it hasn't changed, it isn't working. So you'd be crazy then to continue doing that work. Okay, because it's telling you it doesn't work. So remember, you need to make sure you get feedback on what you're doing. Feedback, so that's weighing. Yeah, we use scales. Measurements, tape measure. Fitness testing, adherence, strength testing. So adherence, I mean, are you actually turning up and doing what you said you would do? So all these type of things can monitor, are you winning in your battle to transform your body or not? Okay, are you winning or not? And you can only know that by feedback. But make sure, guys, that, like I said, when I'm speaking now, it's hard to see, it's hard to understand what's on my board, because you've got no clarity, no focus. When you have focus, everything's a lot easier. Hopefully, some way, shape or form, this has helped you understand that maybe you might be doing all the right things, but your priorities are in the wrong way.